Donald Trump is criticizing the media, rightly so. They are the reason for the demise of America. How many years have I said that to you? Raise your hand if you have the answer. I see the audience out there, this vast audience of 300 some odd thousand people every 15 minutes. That's the AQH of this radio show. It's larger than any football field you've ever been to. Think about that. Think about that. I'm not intimidated by the numbers. And yet I know you're there, and I know each one of you is an individual. And I know that not every one of you agrees with me. In fact, some of you despise my politics. And yet you're attracted to the show and you listen to it. It's not to hear me stumble. It's because somewhere within you, you know that I'm right. Somewhere inside, you know that I'm right, and you're waiting for the light bulb to go off in your own brain until you finally say, you know, I was wrong all these years. But I'm not out to convert you. I could care less what you do. I'm not an evangelist. I don't rub my face in cornflakes. I'm not out to sell you a footstool, a toadstool. I'm not out to sell you anything, frankly. I have a lot of other things that I really want to say that I just stopped myself from saying. Because at a certain point, you have to know when to hold, and you have to know when to fold. The long and short of it is, Donald Trump will be with us on the Savage Nation today. There's been a long hiatus between his last visit, and I know many of you said, did he use you and then just disappear? That was never the truth. That was absolutely never the truth, and I knew that. Well, he's confirmed for today, and we're going to talk with him, and we're going to talk with you on the guerrilla shootings on Donald Trump's appearance. What would you like me to ask him? I also want to talk about infectious diseases that are surging in the U.S. of A. Stories now of Zika, TB, measles spreading throughout the United States. Leishmaniasis, that's a flesh-eating bacteria, uncontrolled. And the liar in chief, the double-talking deceiver in the White House and his little boys at the CDC are lying through their teeth about the dangers they are putting us in. And when Donald Trump becomes president, there should be a trial of those in the CDC for having known what was going on and looked the other way and lied for Obama's political ends. Yes, there should be a trial, and we'll name them who they are. They should be put on trial for having brought diseases into the country when their job was to have been the gatekeeper to prevent diseases from coming into the country. And they have names. They look very nice in their suits and ties, and I'm sure their mothers love them, but I don't love them. They are criminals. They are societal criminals. And there should be a trial for them. Every other rational Western society tries governmental officials who knowingly lie to the people in their country. I can give you one example after another. I remember when I was, it was a long time ago, in France. Long time ago in France, I think it was in the 70s, there was a contaminated blood supply. I think it was hepatitis that got released into a blood supply. It was such an outcry in France that they tried the head of their health department, whatever it is called. She was put on trial and put in prison, even though she didn't knowingly contaminate the blood supply. It was her job to protect the blood supply. And that's how they kept their governmental officials honest. And I'm sorry. I really don't care whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. I demand a trial for these directors of the CDC who are letting Zika and the other diseases into this country and doing nothing about it but lying. And speaking about Zika, remember a few months ago I published an ebook, Diseases Without Borders? Remember that? You thought it went nowhere? Well, I just got my Academy Award today. I call my plaques with the book cover and the bestseller list showing where it is. That book was a number 9 bestseller. Diseases Without Borders. It's all about what you can do to augment your immune system in this age of imported diseases. And it's an ebook. It's very inexpensive, and I put it together specifically so many people could access it. I have many of these plaques with my best-selling book covers and the list and the picture of it nicely framed. And I'm going to donate them all to my granddaughter. I could see her on the Antiques Roadshow. Well, I won't be here, but she can have all of them signed by me. She'll have like 15 such bestseller plaques with my autograph on the back paper. And they'll say, what was that? What were they? Books? Tell us, young lady, what were books? Well, she won't be a young lady by then. She might be my age by then. She'll say, well, I had a grandfather who was a writer, and he wrote these things called bestsellers. Well, can you explain what a book was, please? What did they look like? What were they for? Okay, that's the opening to the show. Donald Trump later, be here.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.